change this to gallery view. Okay. I can see some of you guys. If you can hear me still, give me a thumbs up. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna meet here twice a week. I wanted to do twice a week just because it's kind of difficult to get everyone on video chat at once, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to uh, plan for classes. This is a very different thing. So on the days off, you guys have work to do and complete. For this week, actually, so the meeting IDs, we'll do Mondays and Thursdays, I believe. The meeting ID will always be the same. The password will be all the same. And if you're curious, I'm actually recording the session, so I'm going to post it on YouTube just in case you do miss it. But you guys will be getting like points for coming. Like imagine this is like class, and you guys get like a assignment credit for attending these online meetings. All right. So if you go to our class and click on materials, hopefully, there we go. We are finishing up Unit 3, which is, if you notice the assignments, it is the compare and contrast essay for Malcolm X and MLK. Also, if at any moment throughout this presentation you guys have a question, just unmute yourself and ask me. So if you get stuck on anything, just unmute and stop me. So and I'll ask you guys if you guys have any questions. All right, so the main assignment we're working on before we left was this compare and contrast essay. So if you, for some reason, you lost all of those documents, if you go to Unit 3, Final Assessments, you'll see this PDF right here. And the PDFs, click on it, and click on View. And it'll take you, once it loads, it'll take you to this document. And this should look familiar. This is what we worked on. So even if you don't have this paper, you lost this paper, it's online. What you needed to do was figure out how are MLK and Malcolm X similar, how are they different, how you describe them. And then I gave you two very different speeches that they gave. One was I Have a Dream, and the other one was God's Judgment. After that, you were supposed to fill out this chart. And this chart's very important because it helps you fill out the body paragraphs. So let's go back to this part right here. No, this part. If you go back, also, if you click on this part, it'll show you the outline we did for the body paragraphs. Yeah, if you click on that and you can see the structure of it, that's right there. All right, if you go to Final Assessments for Unit 3, you'll see the explanation of the unit. And some of you guys turned this stuff in already, which is cool, but I was expecting for us to be back to class next week. Since that's not going to happen probably, I'm going to change how we submit the assignment. So some of you guys have to resubmit the assignment. Just for a quick explanation, that first paragraph was based off of this introduction. So in 2-3 sentences, please describe what you know about the civil rights movement. In 2-3 sentences, describe how MLK and Malcolm X were similar and different without mentioning their speeches yet. And in the thesis, we were supposed to actually explain how they were both civil rights activists, but they saw things differently. For paragraphs 3 to 5, so in class, we got stuck at paragraph 3 and 4, and we just moved on. If you're curious about each of those paragraphs, it's going to be based off of these right here. So the first body paragraph, if you look at this, will be based off of living in America, right? You're supposed to have evidence of how they saw living in America differently. Your quotes should show that. Your fourth body paragraph that we left off on was their ideas of how blacks and whites were going to work together in America. Once again, you get quotes from each of their speeches to compare how they saw things. This is where we didn't get chance to do it. So your fourth body paragraph, paragraph number 4. So as paragraph number 4, but your third body paragraph, something like that, is their goals for blacks in America. Remember, they're very different. Malcolm X saw the world as he wanted to African Americans to get their reparations, meaning the money that the United States owed them for slavery, and to leave. Whereas MLK said, "I have a dream. I believe that everyone could live together." Yada yada. But each of these different sections should be a different paragraph. Follow the structure that's provided by the outline. And if you get to the last part, paragraph 5, there is an example of how to write a conclusion. So restate the thesis by making the same point with other words. Review your supporting ideas. For that, summarize all arguments by paraphrasing how you prove the thesis, connect back to the essay. So that means relate it back to the idea of civil rights, relate it back to their ideas of being leaders, whichever, but it should have like a cycle to it. When you do that, you're ready to, if you haven't typed it yet, there is something that says to submit your essay, please upload. Click here. It'll take you to a Google Drive. This is our class Google Drive. And let's say, for example, you get confused, you don't know how to get there. You click materials. There is course documents. And you could get there the same way. Click Google Drive. And sometimes you get to a screen like this, so you just click on this little button. So that just means to open up your window browser. All right, so you're at the Google Drive for a class. You click on our year, which is English 11, 2019 to 2020, and compare and contrast essay. If you haven't typed it yet, the easiest thing to do is just click New, click Google Docs, create and share. And you just type it on here. It'll be easier. If you already wrote it down and you just need to add that last body paragraph in, I would either just share with me or just copy and paste into a new doc. So if you're already like completely done and you have your own Google Drive that you want to use, what you can do is, let's see, where is that file? You could email to this right here, which is nelson.taw@lac.net. And the way you can do that is, let's say you type your thing up and you just hit share. It might look different on your phone, but we'll figure it out. Let's call this sample essay. And you can share. When you share, anyone with an LAUSD email can edit it, right? So you can type in my email, it's nelson.taw@lausd.net. Make sure it has this pencil. That pencil allows me to edit and change things, and you can send it, right? So there's 2 ways to send me your essay. You could either literally start the document inside the Google Drive file, or if you have it ready, you could actually just share with me, and that would be one way to do it. What's cool about Google Drive is, let's say I'm reading through it and I have a question, I could highlight your question and I could comment, and I could actually edit your essay and give you comments. So this is going to be I guess, rough drafts and a comment. And what your job is to do is look through the comments and try to fix them. So I would try to, if I were you, to submit it before our next class period. And then by like Thursday, you want to be able to turn in your final. Okay, so before I move on, any questions about that? Are we good? Okay. We'll ask you guys a question at the end then. All right. So your main thing, and it seems like it kind of sucks that we're doing class like this, but at least we got a chance to meet each other. So today, what we're gonna do is just go over that, right? So uh, starting tomorrow, if you guys are ready to move on, I'm going to upload more stuff into Unit 4. So the last thing you need to do for Unit 3 is just that compare contrast essay. There's two sections to it. There's a rough draft, you send it in, I give you comments, and then after I give you comments, you go back, update your comment, your drafts, and that's it. You don't have to resend it in, because once you send it once, I have it. What you do have to do is um, fix those comments. So let's say, for example, on here I say, please fix this sentence. It doesn't make sense, right? And I'll literally comment. So you can go back, and once you fix that comment, you can hit resolve. What resolve does is it shows me that you actually made some changes, right? And once you hit resolve, or instead of hitting resolve, you can ask me a question like, I don't know what to do, and it'll actually send it to me and let me know that you need a little help with that. All right, so once you're done with that essay, remember our next class meeting is Thursday. We're gonna introduce the witch hunt, which is, were you guys all here on Friday to get the red Crucible book? Not Friday, but if you weren't there, so that's okay. It's not here yet, but I'll explain this on Thursday, where I'm going to upload a PDF version of our play. So even if you don't have the book, you can be able to look at it through online resources. But I'll explain Unit 4 more on Thursday. Today and until then, your job is to make sure you finish the essay. All right. I'm going to stop screen sharing, and I'm going to ask you guys if you guys have any questions. All right, so I'm going to unmute all of you right now. Okay, you guys have any questions? Does that make sense?
No.
I have a question.
Yes.
For the paragraph, so before we type it, we have to share it to you, where you can like edit it.
No, so when you share it, it should be typed already, because that's the only way for me to look at it.
Oh, so once it's typed already, we share it.
Yeah, so there's two ways to share it. You can either go to our Google Drive, type it into the drive, and then share it, or type it up and share with me. Does it make sense? You sure? Okay. That didn't take too long, but that's generally your task for the week. You got to finish that essay, so we move on to we actually have 2 more units to do before the school year ends. Not my ideal way of doing the play. I usually like free as acting class, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You might have to act here. Yeah, it's like just imagine like a TikTok video basically with the whole class. All right. Last call. Jose, any questions?
No, I'm fine.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Destiny?
No, I'm good.
Wait, Destiny?
Are we supposed to do the third body paragraph?
Say again?
Are we supposed to do the third body paragraph?
I guess if you haven't done it, do it now. Just the last time we left off, we didn't get a chance to do it. So yeah. In total, there were 5 paragraphs. So once again, if you Armando, so late.
Armando.
Mondo, did you pop already? All right, so You guys do get credit for attending these meetings on time, Armando, but I did record the whole session, so it's going to be on. I'll post a link on YouTube for you guys to kind of just look at it if you guys miss anything, and you guys see your faces and stuff. All right, so thank you for joining us, Armando. You're a little late, but I'll post the video up right now, and you ask questions about that. Thank you for joining. On Thursday, we're gonna meet the same time at 10:30. It'll be a little longer because we're gonna spend time reviewing your essay, and we're gonna introduce our new unit. So, if you don't have any questions, you can log off. If you have questions for me, I'll stay on for another like 5 minutes.